Hey there guys, how's it going? Welcome to an Advanced Warfare video. Here I am going to break down the tiny bit of multiplayer footage that we managed to get in the recent single player reveal trailer for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Now it was only about 10 seconds worth of footage, but if you get your detective hat on you can actually work out a ton of information from this. So I've researched as much as I can, looked at every single still frame, and these are the things that I have noticed and the things that I can summarize from what we've seen here. So first of all, of course, the exosuits. Most of us kind of knew they were going to be in multiplayer, and they were pretty much confirmed, although we hadn't actually seen them in any multiplayer footage because we hadn't seen any yet. But here we see two very obvious examples of how they can be used. One soldier jumps up and backwards to get behind his enemy, and another soldier uses a real nice strafe. Personally, I think those two abilities will probably be perks. Maybe even the high jumps will be perks. Who knows? Maybe you'll have a custom amount of abilities that you can attach to your exosuit, and you can unlock different ones with different kind of things. I'm not sure if every ability will be available to everyone. I think possibly the jump one would be, that would make sense, and the other ones will be added on perks, but that is just guesswork, so who knows. So also, when we look at this footage, as you see during the multiplayer bit where you see the first person perspective, you can see the radar in the top left hand corner is black and white. It's not normally black and white in a Call of Duty game. Now I think they've done this to make it subtle. I know they were going for a kind of feel where they had as little HUD as possible on screen. I know when we looked at some of the actual single player footage, we were thinking maybe there'd be no HUD whatsoever, but you can see there is definitely a HUD here, heads up display with some information on, and the radar is black and white. So I don't know if that's going to be difficult for colorblind people, or maybe that helps with colorblind people because then they don't get confused. You can see that your friendly teammates are white arrows, so I'm not sure how that would work for a UAV. Maybe on UAV they will come up as red dots or orange dots. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Next, we notice that the kill feed has made a welcome return to the bottom left hand corner. In Ghost it's in the top right hand corner, and a lot of people found that quite weird up there, and I like the fact that it seems to now be in the bottom left hand corner. Next up, TDM game mode. That was probably to be expected, but why not actually make a point of it? 100% confirmed, it's in here, tells you whether you're winning. We have no idea how many points the TDM will go up to though. Next up, we can see that the camos on the exosuits, we knew there would be camos. They've got the brass camo for doing the pre-order, but obviously we haven't seen any of the other ones. But here we can see kind of a red and white camo on the guy who actually does the strafe. Also, if you look at the radar on the top left, when the player shoots, he appears red on the radar. I don't know if that will show you when your teammates are shooting as well, and how it will appear when the enemies are shooting, but that's something you can know. Next up, when I look at the map, I can kind of see that this might be San Francisco. It's definitely got the Golden Gate Bridge look to it. Who knows, it could be a fictional version of that. Other than that, with the map, obviously the main thing we notice is the tidal wave coming in. I'm guessing there's going to be dynamic events on a much larger scale than there were in Ghosts. In Ghosts, the dynamic events were kind of laughable, but that huge tidal wave does look really cool and could be a bit of a game changer, more on the scale of the Battlefield 4 events that we see happen in that game. Next thing I notice is that the map seems quite large, just from first impressions looking at it. Quite open, looks like a large area. Maybe that won't be a problem because obviously you've got the exosuits to get around quickly and jump higher, but it does look quite large. But I don't really see that as being a problem because it looks quite open as well. One thing that's annoying about large maps is when they have lots of little corridors in them and they're still huge. A large open map could actually be quite fun. Next up, let's talk about the gun. The gun looks like a slow fire rate automatic assault rifle, similar in construction to an SMR. If you look at it, it looks kind of similar to the SMR in Black Ops 2, especially when you look at the reticle, shall I say, the iron sight it's got there, not reticle, sorry. And so it looks like it could be a long-range weapon. It's got a very interesting look to it. I didn't actually see any ability to print bullets. We talked about in a previous video of mine where you could actually print bullets on the fly with your gun, but we don't see that on here, but that might be an attachment that you actually add to the weapon, but no sign of that as per default. If we were wondering if that would be on every weapon, it doesn't look like it will. The gun actually looks pretty cool, as it is no camo on it, made by Atlas, which is interesting. If you have a look at it, it actually says Atlas on the weapon. Does this mean that you're going to play as, say, an Atlas faction in multiplayer, and then you can only choose Atlas weapons, or does it just happen to be that that weapon that that soldier has chosen is made by Atlas? I don't know, we'll have to see. Another obvious thing is that this guy gets a skeet shooter medal for killing this guy, I would guess, and it would be pretty obvious, but skeet shooter would be for shooting someone who's jumping in the air, like skeet shooting in real life. I'm sure some of you know what that is all about. Now, the next big thing that I've noticed here, and that isn't very obvious at all when you first look, is the kill streaks, or should I say point streaks. It looks to me like they are point streaks. Now, the video isn't exactly super high quality, so it's quite difficult to make out, but if you look at the right hand side, it looks like we've got 2 score streaks there, kind of like a dual rotor flying thing, like similar to the quad rotor from, is it Ghost or Black Ops 2? I can't remember which one that was in. I think that was in Black Ops 2 actually, and also like a little possible UAV or something similar. Either way, the important thing is that you can see there are 2 numbers written in the top left hand corner of both of those. I'm guessing that is the amount of points you need to get. Now, before the guy has got the kill, the box is completely empty, and once the guy gets the kill, you can see it slightly fills up from the left to the right with a little bit of, I suppose, white opaque kind of area fills up. So it looks like that is filling up. So as you get the points, you'll get closer to pushing that to the end, and then when the actual boxes completely fill up, you'll get the streak. That is definitely how it looks to me. A slightly different system, but similar to Black Ops 2. So for me, that looks like how it works. Obviously, that is just still a bit of a guess, but it would be very strange if it didn't. That seems to be how it works from what we see happening on screen. Next up, and the final thing that I really noticed here in this little snippet of gameplay, is the 2 grenades, or tactical grenades, or they could even be, I'm not sure, they could be like special weapons because they kind of look like shields. However, bottom right hand corner, as you can see, there is 2 possible grenades, and you can see they seem to have like a battery style like kind of display underneath. So I'm guessing that is a battery style thing. They have like a certain amount of charge or something like that. Obviously I'm not sure of the details, but just guessing, I would say they are probably grenades that have some sort of charge to them, or they need to be charged. I don't know, possibly the more you hold down a button, the more charge it uses and the more powerful it is. All just guesswork, but maybe that's something you didn't notice that I picked out there. Of course, anything that you see in this trailer that I didn't notice, please leave a comment down below. Let's have a discussion, and anything big that I've noticed, I'd love to know, because I think I've covered pretty much all of it there. Also, let me know your thoughts on this tiny bit of footage. Does it make you more excited for the multiplayer? Does it make you less excited? Or does it just not change your mind at all? So thanks for watching the video, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button as well, and I'll see you next time.